I am currently playing in the biggest and the most prestigious team tournament of competitive Pokemon called the Smogon Premier League for the team Evergrande Bigs, where the best players from each generation compete against each other for the coveted Red Trophy. We are currently in week 5 of the tournament, and I finally got to play my debut match this week versus Burrito, who is also having his debut match. So let's see how it went. Okay, so I brought an hyper offensive team with Dragapult, King Gambit, and Valiant, Ogapon Wellspring, Deoxys Speed, and Volcarona. My team also has some crazy techs which no one will ever expect me to have, especially for a debut match, but I really gave no fucks and I brought them. My opponent has Kyurem, Rillaboom, Alola Tails, Iron Treads, Ursaluna, and Iron Crown. So it looks like a Aurora Veil Hyper Offense. I'm expecting opponent to have Booster Energy Treads lead to set rocks, especially because I have no removal. So first thing I'm thinking of, does he lead his Booster Energy Treads? Because if I have Physical and Valiant with Booster Energy, I can CC and kill the Iron Treads and prevent rocks completely. I first eliminated the thought process that he will lead his Iron Treads and he doesn't fear my Iron Valiant, because me losing Booster Energy on Iron Treads on the first turn is good enough for him to trade no rocks. Because his Kyurem is most likely going to be DD on this team, because with Aurora Veil you obviously want setup, and then his Iron Crown could be set up as well with Booster Energy. So I would really like Booster Energy on my Valiant if I have it. So I think I'll just use my dedicated lead and try to damage the Great Tusk. My dedicated lead on this team is Deoxys Speed to get hazards up. Opponent has Antreds which can spin. This is basically the only lead opponent could have had to prevent hazards from Deoxys. So I got a bit bad MU on the lead side, but it's fine. So I decide that I will lead my Deoxys Speed regardless, and I'm expecting Iron Treads. So now let's look at other mons which are good or maybe good. Dragavolt could be nice because I'm Infiltrator on this, so I can get past the Aurora Veil screen. That doesn't matter to me, and I can Wisp something. And also just do damage with Dragon Darts or Hex. Other Pokemon that looks good a lot is Volcarona. He has basically nothing for Volcarona outside Terra, so I have to be careful of what Terra he would have for Volcarona. Though I'm expecting something surprise to catch Volcarona off guard with these type of team. Other Pokemon that seems decent is Ogapon Wellspring, because outspeeds most of the team. He will lead his Boost Energy and Treads, so that speed control is gone. And then his only other speed control is likely going to be Boost Energy and Crown. Outside that, I outspeed everything. He does have priority in Rillaboom, so I have to be careful of that, but it does look good. I won't say it can sweep because Rillaboom is a decent check to Ogapon, especially behind screens, but I can use it to break through some things. My King Gambit also looks incredible here because he has no Dark Resist and King Gambit is broken regardless. I can sucker punch everything in the end game to win me the game. Okay, so final mon left is Iron Valiant, which also does look good into my opponent if I am CC. Now I'm not CC, but opponent doesn't know that, and CC Iron Valiant looks absolutely incredible here. For opponent, I'm scared of Kyurem and Iron Crown in the late game. For Kyurem, I know it's gonna be DD with Aurora Veil, it's pretty obvious. But the thing is, I have basically nothing for Kyurem outside, like, let's say, Ogapon Wellspring. At +1, I think I can live any hit, and Iron Valiant. My King Gambit is also very bulky, so I live any +1 Terra Blast hit from Kyurem as well. So that's something nice, but it is very threatening. Ursaluna is not threatening per se as it can sweep, but it's threatening in the sense that it can trade versus anything 1-for-1. And I also know that it can live any it can come in on Volcarona hard to claim one Pokemon, because it doesn't get 2-hit cured by Volcarona ever, because I'm defensive Volcarona here. So that's like the sort of game plan I had at the preview, and then I lead my Deoxys Speed and he uses Antreds. And now I have mixed attack and special attack on Deoxys Speed, very highly inclined to physical attack on this. So I have Superpower, Rocks, Taunt and Psycho Boost. So I know Rocks is not going to be worth it because he outspeeds me and can just spin anytime. I don't want to Terra Ghost just to keep Rocks up. I don't think it's worth it. I need my Terra for other Pokemon. So I just decided I'm going to be Superpowering and just trying to kill the Shreds. He will most likely either Earth Power, Steel Beam. Yeah, Earth Power is better. I Superpower, I crit. This crit sort of mattered, I guess, because without the crit, Superpower didn't kill him. So after this Earth Power, he would get to Earth Power again. I would click Superpower. He would be at like 10% left. Then he'll Earth Power again. That means my Deoxys is dead, and then his Iron Treads is in. So basically what happens is Iron Treads can kill Deoxys and still get rocks up before dying. But with the crit, now it cannot kill Deoxys. It can get the rocks up though. It's unfortunate, but I don't think it changes game much. So that's that. Anyways, I get the crit. He earth powers, then gets rocks up as I kill it. Then he brings in Rillaboom and Glide. Basically, we trade. My Deoxys dies, his Antras dies, he gets rocks up. So basically, what would have happened, mostly happened, is just that now Rillaboom is in, and it took like 3% chip because of Life Orb, and then he heals 6% from grassy terrain. So basically, only benefit I got was I got 3% chip on Rillaboom, which is basically nothing. But I got positioning versus Rillaboom to bring my Volcrona in for free and click Flamethrower Raw. I'm not gonna set up because Kyurem lives any +1 hit, and I'm expecting Ursaluna to come in hard to kill something back because I know it doesn't get 2-hit cured by my Flamethrower. I have Flamethrower Raw. He does bring in his Ursaluna. I see that I see that it has like around 100 HP bulk, so I'm expecting it's like the standard set. So now I'm thinking, what do I switch in? So this is how I go through the thought process. I don't think he's gonna click Facade here ever because I have Dragapult, which is one immunity, and then I also have King Gambit, which is this Facade. So I really don't think there's any point in doing that. Then I think, okay, then what else could it have? It's other stab, obviously, Headlong Rush. And I have no ground resist or I have no ground immunity. I do have ground resist. So I think that he's gonna click Headlong Rush here. And hence I decided to go Ogerpon because Ogerpon lives the Headlong Rush and it can revenge. Now I do go Ogerpon here and he decides to click Drain Punch. So I think what happened is he expected me to go King Gambit, but he probably expected my King Gambit to be Air Balloon. Why? Because my team has no ground immunity. So I would most likely have King Gambit as a ground immunity or as pseudo ground immunity with Headlong Rush, and he tried to predict that with Drain Punch. But Drain Punch is also a neutral play into Ogerpon. So overall, Drain Punch was the perfect play there. Out unless I stayed in with Volcrona, which is a complete throw because Volcrona is my main win con here. Anyways, I live the Drain Punch as well, so it's fine. His Ursaluna gets back to pretty much near full. It's at 89. Yeah. Okay, so here it's tough because Ivy Cudgel has around 56% chance to kill this Ursaluna, plus factoring in Ivy Cudgel being a high crit move, it's around 60% chance in my favor that Ursaluna dies. So what I'm expecting, if I click Ivy Cudgel here, Ursaluna will die because it's in my favor. But the tough thing is he can go into his Rillaboom here, and if I do Ivy Cudgel into Rillaboom, I get bad positioning. So I basically have to either pivot something or just sack my Ogerpon, which I don't want to do because Ogerpon still does good damage to his team and it especially forces out Ursaluna. So then I think, okay, then I should double because I know he will most likely go into his Rillaboom. So I can probably go into my Volcrona or I can go into my Dragapult. Now I know that my Volcrona is my main win con. So if he calls this double, it's gonna be a very bad play for me and I might even lose. So I decide that I'll go into Dragapult here on predicting the Ursaluna to double to Rillaboom. But then I think once again, do I need to double? If he goes to Rillaboom, I click Ivy Cudgel and then he has his choice. Does he click U-turn? If he even has it with Life Orb, which I doubt because I'm also expecting Swords Dance on Aurora Veil. So I make some thinking that it might not be U-turn because it's gonna have SD and it has Life Orb. U-turn makes no sense on that combo. So he'll most likely be grassy gliding my Ogerpon. So I get free positioning of my Volk or my Dragapult or even my King Gambit on Rillaboom to claim something back. I hope it made sense. Basically it's first I think of doubling, but then I think do I even need to double because if he goes into Rillaboom he can kill this, but I get free positioning to get something back. And hence I decide to just stay in. Burrito stays in as well because he expects me to double and he tried to call that. So thank god I used my brain power and then didn't double. I click Ivy Cudgel, I crit, but even without the crit it's like 56 to 60% chance for me to kill. So it's in my favor, I didn't hacks here. He goes to his Ninetales. I know he's gonna Aurora Veil. I click SD. Then he goes to his Rillaboom. I think I clicked Player of Ivy Cudgel there. Yeah, I clicked Ivy Cudgel. Why did I click Ivy Cudgel over potentially Play Rough? It's because Ivy Cudgel is high crit move, so it can possibly crit past this Aurora Veil. Okay, so now it's a question to think once again. Do I go into my Volcrona right now on the Rillaboom, or do I let this die? I realistically shouldn't give free sack because I might need the sack versus Ninetales or even Kyurem. But then also I think my other Pokemon are more important than Ogapon right now. So I decided that I'll just stay in and let this die. So I click Play Rough here. He clicks Knockoff because he predicted my Volcrona to come in and try to set up for free. So thank god I didn't double again and I decided to use my brain power to stay in with Ogapon. Oh man, Ogapon is saving me from not doubling. Now here, I heal with Grassy Terrain. Now I'm out of Rock's range. So if I switch out and come back again, I'll still be alive. So I think he saw that Play Rough damage is 39. If I click Play Rough again, it dies. And no one can set up on +2 Ogapon anyways, even if he has Aurora Veil. So I think, okay, here he's like kind of conditioned into Grassy Glide. So now I decide to go into my Volcrona. It potentially could have been a throw if we click Knockoff here, but I'm like pretty sure it's fine. And because my Volcrona is bulky, even if he knocks off, it's still fine because I can Quiver Dance, then click Morning Sun once the snow turns are out. So it's potentially a throw, but not even really a throw. It's fine. He clicks Grassy Glide. I go Volcrona. I get that play correct. Now I'll click free Quiver Dance. He decides to click Knockoff. Knockoff does 50, which means once my item is gone, it will do like 35. So I get free Morning Sun here. He goes to his Kyurem. That's pretty much the only thing that can come in on Volcrona and check it because his Kyurem is physical with Dragon Dance. So now I open the calc again and I start calcing what's the scale shot roll versus my Volk, and I calc that +1 scale shot doesn't kill my Volcrona because I'm very bulky. So I just decide that he's gonna DD here, I'll Quiver Dance. Then I'll DD again on the scale shot because my Volcrona doesn't have speed for Timid Kyurem. It has speed for Adamant Kyurem, which he was, but I was expecting the Kyurem to be Timid here. So let's say if I attack here and he scale shots, he outspeeds me next turn. So I Quiver Dance here because I know I live the scale shot. I waste the Aurora Veil turn because as you can see there's only one turn left for Aurora Veil. So I waste Aurora Veil turn. I know I will live, so I can get free Quiver Dance and then I can attack once the Aurora Veil is out. He decided to click Terra Fire. He was probably expecting me to Terra Fairy Terra Blast and he tried to catch that, which was perfectly fine. I Quiver Dance, he clicked Dragon Dance again. Over here he should have clicked Scale Shot because I didn't know he was Adamant, but he knew he was Adamant. And Adamant Scale Shot, if it gets 5 hits, it can kill my Volcrona, which he definitely should have went for because now his Aurora Veil is out and my Volcrona is faster. So let's say I don't even kill this and he kills me with Scale Shot after I do damage it for like with Terra Blast and I do like 90%. My King Gambit can come in and it can just revenge with Sucker Punch. While here, if you get the Scale Shot 5 hit, my Volcrona dies and I'm in a tough position because King Gambit doesn't kill -1 Kyurem because it's at full and everything else is very low, so it pretty much just dies. Though here I actually wouldn't have lost if he even got the 5 hit because my King Gambit is super bulky. So I still have my Terra because if I don't click Terra Blast, if I don't click Terra with Volcrona and I die here, my King Gambit can come in, it will Terra, it will live the hit, it can Kowtow then Sucker and then kill this Kyurem. So in my mind it was fine, but Burrito should have definitely went for the Scale Shot. Okay, here I click Terra Dragon. Now I'm expecting he may not Scale Shot. Since he didn't Scale Shot last turn and he decided to Dragon Dance, I think he expects me to be Terra Fairy Volcrona and hence he'll Terra Blast here because Terra Blast does kill bulky Volcrona at +2. And hence I decide I'ma go for the Terra Dragon Terra Blast, and if he does Scale Shot still fine, he'll be at 10%. My King Gambit can revenge with Sucker Punch. But what ends up happening is I Terra Dragon into his Terra Blast and it doesn't kill because I resist now. And now Volcrona cleanly sweeps this game. He tries to Grassy Glide crit, but he doesn't get it, which is nice. Rillaboom dies. Ninetales dies. And then Iron Crown comes in. His Terra is used up. Nothing can happen, and it dies. So I end up winning my debut match. Hopefully you guys liked it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I did not get to reveal the secret text I had on my Pokemon. The only Pokemon which came out were the basic Pokemon. Rest all mons had some stupid crazy texts, which I'll keep as secret for later someday, which I may reveal, may not. Who knows? Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. See ya.